So as an active person, as an outdoorsman especially, it's really important to stay hydrated while you're doing your favorite activities. You're just going to feel better, you're going to be able to tackle your objectives a lot more effectively, and just overall you need to keep some water and hydration in your system to really function at full potential no matter what you're doing. And that goes for day-to-day living too. It's not just when you're out in the field. But one of the cool companies that I've been using products from is called Survivor Filter. Most of the water filters they make are for outdoor applications. So they've got squeeze bottles, they've got pumps that you can use to filter water from just about any water source while you're out there hunting, fishing, camping, you name it. But what's cool is they just introduced a line of at-home water filtration systems. And what I like about that is, personally, a lot of the tap water that I have tasted in my life just doesn't taste that good. And what that tells me is there's something in that water that probably shouldn't be there. Now, I know most municipal utilities and whatnot claim that everything's done at safe levels for making sure residential water is clean. But you can take from that what you want. Personally, I don't like the idea of there being additional chemicals in my water, even if it's made to purify it. And even if it is safe, I don't like the taste of stuff like chlorine in my water when I'm trying to drink water at home or at the cabin or wherever you are that has a tap. So these new filters from Survivor Filter are supposed to be super easy to install. They're supposed to take away that chlorine taste and remove the chlorine and remove a lot of those things that are in the water that may or may not be so good for you, and either way just don't taste good. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get this water filter installed here at my house. I'm not the handiest guy in the world, so if this goes smoothly, that really says something about how easy this is, but I'm about to dive in and find out right now. Looks like a 6-step process. Remove a couple hoses from your existing water source, pop the filter in, and screw it into whatever kind of cabinetry you have. So I'm gonna take a shot at this right now, and hopefully we've got some better water in no time. So the first thing they recommend is just putting the date on the filter. These are supposed to last for about 10,000 gallons of filtration, or approximately 3 years. All right, so the first thing they're having me do here is just turn off the cold water supply to turn the cold water supply to the off position. Disconnect the existing fitting on the cold water supply valve that leads to the faucet. Pretty straightforward, you just turn the water off on the cold side. And for those of you who don't know, typically the cold water is gonna be on the right side. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is remove the hose that goes to the cold water supply. So now I'm gonna attach the proper end to the cold water supply from the water filter. All right, now I'm gonna take the other end of the filter hose that connects and goes actually to the faucet itself. So it's pretty simple. As you can see, you got the main supply line coming in through the filter and then coming out the other side with filtered water with the line that leads directly up to the faucet so you can drink. So now what I wanna do is just turn the cold water supply back on. So the cold water supply is back on. I'm gonna mount the filter real quick. Just takes one screw to mount it to the back of your cabinet if you want. You could also just set the filter back there. It's not gonna hurt anything to do it that way, but I am gonna choose to mount it with the basic bracket. And then it's just gonna be a matter of turning on the water and flushing this to get it ready to drink. The last step is just to simply flush out the lines, flush out the filter to get rid of any residual carbon buildup that might be there. That's what the filter uses to filter the water, is carbon. So just gonna let this run for 3 minutes and it'll be ready for drinking water.